strangers of the internet. I am Grace, and if you did not watch my last book video, I am still in a book slump. But I feel like reading the one book in the one video really motivated me because I didn't have to like keep track of all the things, and it was just like I could talk about my thoughts about the one book. So I'm gonna do that again. And my next victim is going to be Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. Beautiful, wonderful, fantastic. I have never read a cowboy romance before. Fun. I've read hockey romance, I've read football romance, I've read billionaire romance, I've read dark romance, but I've never read a cowboy romance. And how could I miss out on this subgenre? But yeah, I know literally nothing else about this book. I just like glanced and saw that words existed on the back cover, but I didn't read any of them. And I'm gonna go into it like that. And so welcome to me experiencing cowboy romance for the first time. I actually have this on audiobook right now, checked out from the library. So yay, but I'm going back to college in 2 weeks, so I have like a lot of packing stuff that I need to do, so I'm just gonna pop on the audiobook for this and we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping it's dual perspective, dual narrator. I don't know if it's dual perspective. Luke, Emmy, dual perspective. I do love a dual perspective romance book. So yeah, here we are, post or pre-reading. Got no thoughts, got no opinions, got no feelings. Yay. Okay, so I started this. I'm just under 100 pages in. I'm really enjoying this. I'm like a quarter of the way through, but I like it so far. So this story follows Emmy and Luke, and Emmy is like a professional horse rider. I'm not sure exactly what that means. I haven't really gone into that because she has an injury, or she got an injury, and now she has like a mental block about even like getting on a horse because she got bucked off a horse, and that's also how her mom died. So like trauma. And then this is Luke, and he is her older brother's like bestie. So it's like a little bit of a forbidden, mostly like he's like, oh my gosh, Gus is gonna beat me up, and then Henry's gonna, or Harry, what's the other brother's name? There's another brother, but I forget him. Anyway, but yeah, she basically moves back to her small little ranch hometown without telling anybody. And the first night that she's there, her bestie Teddy is like, we're going out, we're getting drinks, we're just gonna have fun. And it turns out Luke now owns this like local bar that everyone goes to. And so, and also, so like her impression of him is that he's like kind of this like slacker. Like he doesn't really have ambitions. He doesn't like do anything. He's like kind of drunk all the time. He's not a good student, like this, that, and the other. But she hasn't like seen him since she basically moved away right when she graduated. And so, but now he's like the owner of this bar, and he's helping out at her family's ranch, and like this, that, and the other, and he's being really supportive, and she thinks his ass looks nice in the jeans, and I'm like, go girl. So yeah, I don't know anything about cowboys or horse riding or anything, but they're really cute together. It reminds me kind of the Addison Rae movie, that guy kind of reminds me of, but like that the guy in the movie was like actually academically driven, or just like driven about anything, but this guy is no. And I can definitely see where they're setting up like the future books. Like obviously the bestie I think has an obvious partner. Her older brother seems to have an obvious partner. Her younger brother, not so much. Or her older younger brother, like I guess the middle brother. I assume he's the middle brother. Henry, who I don't remember the name of. He doesn't have an obvious love interest yet, but the bestie and the older brother both do. And then yeah. So I am excited. The only thing that I'm not ecstatic about right now is her older brother does have a child. So it's explained very early on that like her brother, I guess, had a child with his girlfriend at the time, and they're co-parenting, but they're not together, and she has a fiance who's like not in the cowboy world. He's like a business person. So that's like another thing. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the child right now. She's just like kind of there. Um, but I mean, I think she's just supposed to be like cute, but she's also 4, and so I'm like, I've interacted with 4-year-old children before. They're just obnoxious. I'm also like not a fan of small children, so like I normally if there's children in books, I don't mind them, but I do prefer them to be a little bit older. Because right now she's not really this child isn't really contributing to this story. My guess is she's going to contribute into Gus, the older brother's story, because it's his child. But she was like very so he's like teaching the like small children how to ride horses, and so she's like, and all these children are still alive, and so the little girl Riley, she goes to these horse lessons, and so like I guess it's supposed to show that he's like matured and he's now like good with children as well, and like a better man or something like that. I don't know, but she has not added a lot to the story for me, and I'm not a huge fan of her as of right now. Like there's nothing wrong with her, but I don't know, she's just a small child, and small children act in small child ways. So anyway, I am enjoying this book overall so far. Okay, that's my update. I'll be back. Okay, I am back. I am about 250 pages into this. That's like 75% of the way through ish. I'm really enjoying this. This is like so cute. I don't know if it's like just like general romance or just like cowboys, but like it doesn't quite scratch my brain the same way that hockey romance does, but this is still really good. It's like they're just cowboys. Yeah, I feel like what I really like about romance books, especially now, is that there's usually some sort of like additional element to it besides like just them getting to know each other. And so in this one, it's her accident that she had and like kind of getting over that and like learning to be comfortable riding horses again, and potentially competing in another race as like a writer in her like hometown. And so I feel like we haven't really gotten as much of that plot line as I would like. We have been focusing a little bit more on like them getting to know each other, and now they've introduced the sexual element. So we have gotten we've gotten 2 spice scenes so far. And I do expect there to be more, but yeah, I feel like also the whole brother's best friend thing, it doesn't feel that high of a stakes. Like normally it's like, oh yeah, like that's like kind of a no-no, but like in this one it doesn't feel that bad. And maybe it's just because they're older. Like I feel like normally when I read those they're like 22 to 25, like that kind of age range where like maybe it matters a little bit more. Or like the because I'm thinking of like the first Twisted book, Twisted Love? No. Twisted Love. Where it's the brother's little sister, and the sister and her friends are like in their senior year of college, but the brother and the love interest and like all of their group is older. So like then there's a little bit of that taboo where it's like protecting the younger sister who's still in college, but he's 32, she's like 27, so there's a little bit of that, but I feel like it's not like as much of a big deal. Yeah, also Riley, the little 4-year-old kid, has only appeared like once more, and so like she's not really bothering me as much. But again, like it's her niece, and like I don't know if she calls him like Uncle Luke, but like it's like kind of like a honorary uncle situation. And so I don't know, it's just kind of there. And it's not bothering me as much as it did like setting up all the characters. And this is also like the first book in the series, so everybody who reads this is like getting used to the world, and so my guess is there's probably a little bit more world building and character building for the side characters, even like very, very minor ones that are going to be just brought up later. I believe we have been introduced, at least in passing, to her second older brother. Also, his name is like Weston. I think I tried to call him Harry earlier, or like Henry or something like that. No, not even close. It's Weston. Or West. I'm not sure if his nickname is Wes or West. And I find it very difficult in audiobooks, because I've been listening to this. I find it very difficult to tell when they're saying like Wes versus West, like when they're talking about names. So I'm really not sure what his nickname is actually, but his name is Weston. I feel like I read another book recently where the guy's name was Weston, but he's also like less involved because Luke is best friends with Gus, which is the other brother. So where it's like, oh yeah, the brother's best friend, like he's Gus's best friend, but like he and Weston are still close, but not as close as Gus. Anyway, yeah, I'm enjoying this so far. We'll see what ends up happening. I feel like he had a lot of character development before the book happened, like between when she left for her career and when she came back. He had a lot of character development during that time, which took place before the book, and now she's having a lot of character development. But yeah, also I like the ADHD rep. The author in the author's note at the beginning did say like that was something that she has, like she has ADHD and that's something she struggled with, so she wanted the books that she wrote to have some representation of that as well. So she does have ADHD, and she also, I don't know if she has a panic disorder or like an anxiety disorder, but there's something going on there too. It's not like officially diagnosed, but there's something going on there too, and I feel like he's doing a really good job of accommodating that. And also Teddy, her bestie, is doing an word stop for a second there. She's doing an excellent job of accommodating for that. I think Teddy's probably my favorite character. She's got a lot of spunk and a lot of life into her. I feel like kind of bland. Like she has this whole career as like a writer, and I get that she's like trying to get back into it, but like I feel like she's just so bland. Like she's just like very cookie cutter almost of a main character. Anyway, yeah, that's my thought. I wanted to give one more update. I'm planning to finish it tonight. It's like 3 now a.m. of course. I filmed the first clip at 11, but then I proceeded not to read for like an hour. So, yeah, I'm probably only like an hour and a half into like actual reading time. So this is actually a really quick read. Which I don't know if it's just like big text or like good vibes or like what's going on, but it's like, let's see, it's about 350 pages, so like not significantly shorter than Daydream or any of my other romances, but it feels shorter. Anyway, that's my update. I will come back to you with my final thoughts tonight. I plan to finish this. Okay, bye. So I am done. No more bookmark. All done. All read. I thought this was just okay. It's kind of a middle of the road book in general. I think I'm gonna give it a 2.5 star. Nothing about it really like stood out to me, but there also wasn't really anything offensively wrong with it. I enjoyed it for what it was. I would like to read more in this series, but it's not like any sort of priority. Yeah, I'm not like kicking, screaming, giggling, like throwing a tantrum on like my feelings, which is like kind of the goal when reading a romance book. I didn't quite get that. I think overall these characters felt very boring to me, but in a romance where the characters are supposed to be the focus in a romance book, like you're not there for the plot. Like, yeah, it's a cute small town, like you're kind of there for the setting and the vibes, but you're mostly there for the characters, and the characters are just kind of boring. But I want to read more cowboy romance. I did like the cowboy aspect. So fun fact, I'm from Texas. I lived there until I was 10, and I currently live in the South. I go to school in the South. So I'm very familiar with general Southern culture. And so I really did like the cowboy aspect of it. I thought it was really interesting. And I would like to read more cowboy romance. So please leave me your recommendations. What is your absolute favorite cowboy romance? Like, anybody would love this, or maybe not anybody, but I would love this. So I want more cowboy recommendations, and if there's any other like subgenre romances, let me know. But yeah, this one just kind of middle of the road, but I'm glad I read it. It wasn't a bad read. So we will put them on the shelf. My shelves desperately need to be reorganized, but also they're kind of a whole hot mess. And again, I'm leaving for college in like 2 weeks, so I'm not going to organize them now because I'm not going to be here. So yeah, that is gonna be it for this video. I do kind of like these one book per video format, but let me know what you think. Okay, so the next book I'm gonna read, I'm trying to like read the books that I'm buying, so I think the next books I'm gonna read are these two in the series, because when I was feeling sad and slumpy and I just needed something, I was in a reading mood, but I just needed something, I got Daydream, which I read in the last video, Done and Dusted, which I've read now, and then these were the other two I got, so I want to read these two together because they're in the same series, book 1 and then book 2. So if you would like to see my thoughts on these two, keep an eye out for that. It'll be coming soon-ish. But yeah. Okay, wait, let me hold up the actual book. That would make more sense. Oh no, my duck! Fun fact, hair in my mouth. My friend gave me that, and she was here today, and she was like, oh my gosh, you stole the duck! And then my other friend gave me this sushi one. He lives there too. So, the sushi and the duck, they live on the shelf. But yeah, done and dusted. Now the book is done and dusted. Okay, I'll see you someplace else on the internet. Bye bye!